Sebastian back again with another lesson. So today we're going to be learning about something called a zentangle. Now don't worry if you've never really heard about what zentangles are. You may have been doing them without even knowing there was a name to them. It's kind of a little art movement. So without further ado, let's go ahead and learn about them. So zentangles are probably something you have done in the past and you just didn't know it. So they're a method of art that creates beautiful images by repeating patterns. You may have done it before yourself whenever you've done doodles or little scribbles when you're bored and you're just kind of drawing all sorts of things. Zentangles enjoyed by a wide range of skills and ages, and it's used in many fields of interest. So what do they look like? They might look like something, or they might just look like patterns, lines, and pictures. And what's great about zentangles is you just can't fail them. That's because a zentangle is meant to look like a zentangle. It doesn't need to look like anything else. And you know, you may have even looked for things like patterns or pictures up in the sky in clouds. So when I looked at this picture, I saw a turtle. You may have seen something else. So even though there's no eraser in life, there's no eraser in zentangles. Normally, I love erasers because that's the great thing about art. If something's not working out, there's usually a way to go back and fix it, to redo it. But these are not really supposed to be a finished piece of art necessarily when you're done. And you will find that if you do something like make a mistake, then you can build on that event and make a new pattern. So it's just like with Bob Ross's Happy Little Accidents, kind of taking the unexpected and going in a new direction with it. So what are the benefits of Zentangle? So really there's no end to the benefits. There are many benefits listed here. And any one of them is a good thing to do if you're needing to take your mind off things, or if you're even trying to work through a problem, because your doodles will kind of help your brain, right and left side, kind of work together, because that left side of your brain is that analytical side, and the right side is going to be that creative side. So, you know, a lot of people who are in businesses will doodle while they're listening to team meetings and things, and it'll kind of open up that avenue in their brain to come up with new solutions to problems. Hi everyone, I'm back at my studio desk now, and I am getting ready to start my Zentangle. You could fill a whole sheet of paper, notebook paper, construction paper, copy paper. You might work on a small section today and do another section tomorrow and so forth. I'm going to actually cut mine down so it's a little bit smaller because they are very detailed with lots of designs and patterns in them. If you don't have access to scissors, you can tear the paper and fill up the torn paper shape. That's interesting. You could also do the fold and tear like I showed in my origami dog video. But I'm going to just do it here. And I am going to use a pen just because, you know, I want to make this where I come across some of those interesting mistake areas, or I don't know what to do with areas. I'm going to challenge myself in not using an eraser. But if you want to do your first Zentangle using a pencil, a regular pencil, so that you can go back and change, or if you want to use markers or colored pencils, you can even go back and add color in certain areas. That is a-okay. So how do you get started with a Zentangle? There's no right or wrong way to get started. You might be one of these people that just maybe wants to start on the edge, or maybe starts in a corner doing some different designs that'll just sort of branch out from that. You can absolutely do it that way. You can also just start dividing up your paper into sections with curvy or straight lines. You can do it that way too. That's really gonna be up to you. I kind of like this idea of already kind of branching out from this area. So I think I'm gonna go with that for this. And then in these sections that I'm going to have, I'm gonna start doing different patterns. Now, just because I'm doing a pattern in this section like this, doesn't mean that I can't go and suddenly change up that pattern and make it look completely different. And so I'm just sort of letting my mind think of different ways to do little shapes and things in here. I can go back and I can shade in some of these. As you can see, maybe I'll add some little dots in here. So even though the line has been drawn, doesn't mean you can't go back in those little tiny spaces and add different things in there. Absolutely you can. Maybe I'm going to do something like this here. And then, you know, I really like this checkerboard, so maybe I'll put some more checkerboard up here because that really felt good to me while I was doing it. I certainly can do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some time-lapse video here, and I am going to fill up this whole paper. And by all means, if you feel like you're ready to begin doing this, you're welcome. If you want to just finish the video, go right ahead. I'm going to have a joke of the day at the very end. Don't forget to give your hand a little shake out every once in a while or take a break, because it is a lot of workout for your hand. You may have noticed that I used lots of shapes you may identify, like squares, rectangles, hearts, flowers, circles, to make some of my patterns. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some color. And as you can see, I could keep going on and on with adding color. Some people are Zentangle purists and feel it has to be black and white only. I think Zentangle, by the very nature of it, can be filled with whatever you'd like. All right, here's our super silly joke of the day. Why did the comedian give up his job? Because he kept having chest pains. Jester, joke, yeah, chest pains. Okay, so that was our super silly joke. Maybe next time I will show you a how to draw more realistically video to play counterpart to our non-objective freeform artwork. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks. And be sure to be kind and love one another. Do something nice for someone in your home today. All right, bye.